Hey, what's up? Before anything happens, we are having some internet issues our end. Everyone keeps freezing our end and glitching out.
Like now.
So just like you are right now.
Yeah, you're right now.
You should see Tom's face. It looks like he's describing like his penis size.
Did
And
you
he was so mad, and Amy was like, "Oh, he's right."
You
It
were
was weird.
starting already?
Yeah,
we keep
Are you
losing
running on
stuff.
Wi-Fi?
So,
No.
Tom, are you running on Wi-Fi or are you plugged in?
Wi-Fi, which we
Open
normally
that
do,
door.
but
Open
Yeah.
the door. I know it sounds weird, but when I open my doors when I'm running on Wi-Fi, it helps.
okay.
It might not, but it might help.
No, ever since
I don't know how much I like the door being open right behind me.
ever since they've been flipping the cables
I'll
around.
tell you if anything creepy comes in. I promise.
Yeah, if you
Gotta
see
love those new 5G waves.
yeah. But yeah, anyway, we'll bear with. Hopefully, we get through the whole thing. But yeah, what is up, everybody? Glad to see you all. We are joined tonight by Sarah. She's going to give us her paranormal experiences and some of the things that's been going on. So she's got some crazy stories. Yeah.
Don't mind the dog noise in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologize.
No, it's
The dog.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was Marty's dog.
No, that's Marty's kids.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, Marty's kids. Yeah.
No, he's sleeping downstairs.
But anyway, good to see you all. As every week, we always dedicate this show, and this week, I'm sure you guys might have watched. Was it last week we did it? With
Last
Tumbles
week,
came
yeah.
on? Yeah. So
I think
Tumbles
so.
came on last week, and so you guys know he works in it's like a care home sort of thing as a maintenance guy. So unfortunately, this morning, one of his good friends that he used to speak to there, Gino, I'm sure it was Gino. Unfortunately passed away at 5:45 this morning. So this show is dedicated to Gino for Tumbles, if you're watching.
Definitely.
And also, we've got a couple of shout outs for oh, my memory's shit now.
I'm gonna let
You got this, Tom.
I feel.
I got
Kerry.
Come on,
Who
Tom,
we shouting
I'll
at?
think of it at the end. I can't remember. Oh,
It's like
shit.
going through the brain Rolodex.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, yeah.
So the reason why our names are red today is because it is Red Nose Day. So we celebrated at school and we managed to raise £168 and 10p.
Hey, that's fantastic. That's awesome.
So
Congratulations.
all the money will go to the children that are in poverty. It'll help with basically organisations being able to fund to support children with mental health problems and their well-being.
That's fantastic, Tom. I'll give you a hint. She's in the chat right now.
Oh no.
We're gonna lose him.
Oh Jesus, Tom.
Uh-oh.
Tom, look back through the Facebook Messenger today after you asked me if there is anybody we should shout out this week, and check my response. Or I could just say it. You want me to do it, Tom?
Yeah, I saw it.
I've just missed half of what you just said because we glitched out again.
Oh, Tom, basically, long story short, would you like me to do your job for you for a second?
Yes.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
probably
Shan.
like hell,
We'd
you
like to
can-
dedicate also, in part, this show to Chantel, who is here every single week. She is fantastic. She's funny. She's filthy, and she's a horse gal. Thank you for watching, Chantel. We love you.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you,
intro.
Hefty.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We're really having trouble here with our internet.
If we do go, then one of you guys are going to have to just keep going.
You guys keep going because we're
So I got Adam.
You can
Gotta pass the
pop
flag.
back in too. So if you do leave, you can pop back in.
yeah.
I've done it before. Yeah. So yeah, we'll let Marty take the reins.
We're the one running StreamYard, so if they shut it down, doesn't it shut all of us off?
No, I found that out the hard way on one of my live streams on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the
yeah.
studio keeps going, doesn't it? But anyway, we'll get to it anyway. I can't remember what I was going to say, so yeah. We have the dogs in the background as usual. We've got the mail meter behind me there. This was going crazy last week.
You're pointing games
Yeah, it
to
was.
me.
Yeah, I'm good at my point. Second point, I just can't remember things. We've got the cat ball there, the EMF there, and these are the two negative ones that we introduced you to last week. We haven't had
They're back there.
anything here, have we?
Well, can you say the internet's not a negative thing?
Well, yeah, if it's them screwing with the internet, then yeah. Please, can you stop?
I was gonna say when you get a couple of the spooky people together. Oh, even the past couple of days, I've been hanging out with my friends. The new person I met, the psychic, and my other friend that I met through her. We all kind of have not the gift, but just the sense kind of thing. And ever since we've been hanging out, the Wi-Fi was going out, Bluetooth wouldn't connect. At some point, like the music would just cut off on the radios in the car and go to like different stations completely. It was been a freaking week.
Yeah. It's like for some of ours, some of our dolls do play with technology, but we've never had issues like this ever. We're
still getting big creaks.
I get massive technical issues in my home.
The Bobo one really freaked me out. I watched that. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and even when I heard it, I was like, "Oh Lord!"
Oh
yeah. I need to go back to that and see that
as well, which is even
My man Bobo. Bobo, if you're there, give him some cat ball love, dog. Come on.
Oh,
he's up.
He's up.
He's growing again.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
just behind the pound over there. He's just behind this one that's hanging. He is there. But yeah, so we'll see how we go on with the show anyway. But yeah, so Sarah, are you a skeptic, or do you believe in the paranormal?
Oh, I definitely believe. I think my skepticism lied more in exactly what's after, we die. Because I know there's another side. I mean, I've always had like either paranormal experiences or just that belief. I always grew up in like a Roman Catholic household, so I was brought up very religious, but over the years I've bounced back and forth all over the place. But my main belief is, I believe in whatever you believe in that happens to you. So I believe, we go with all our loved ones wherever that place may be.
Right.
Yeah. And you telling us, obviously we've already heard obviously about the psychic that you spoke to. Do you want to just share with the other guys that may not? I don't know if Hefty heard it about what the reason you had, because I think it's
absolutely.
I only listen when I talk.
So earlier this week, I was hanging out with a friend, and he's like, I gotta go do some tattoos for people. And I was like, my dad used to take me with him when he used to get his done. I've always loved art. And I was like, can I just go hang out and watch? He's like, sure. We go over and we start hanging out, and we hung out for most of the night. And the woman, she finally goes, I just have to let you know, I don't usually do this for free. It wasn't meaning like that. It was kind of like, you need this. And my grandma passed away 7 months ago. Never met this. I met her 2 years ago, but it was kind of like, run into each other, haven't seen each other since. She was like, you have this maternal on your side. I can't figure out which one. And she was like, I think it's a grandfather. But I put the grandma and maternal together. The things that she was coming out with, how I made her oatmeal in the morning, the things I would do with her. I mean, how can you expect somebody you've never met before to know these things that you've done for somebody so close? And it's not that I didn't believe her. I've always believed that anybody has a gift. It's just tuning into those abilities and being able to communicate through them. It literally brought me to tears, and I had to sit down because my legs felt they were going to give out. And once she had said those things and just validated everything, the heaviness and like emptiness that was on my chest literally just like shot out of me. And like, it was just like that connection again. Like, she's here no matter what.
It gave you some sort of closure and was kind of what you needed to hear.
Exactly. Because before that night, she was like, she couldn't figure out what it was, but she was like, you feel like you have this void, like this something that you need to be filled. And after all that in that session, like, she was like, that's what you needed. We met everything for a reason. I'm sorry, it's just very
Oh, yeah.
emotional.
No, I understand.
Mhm.
It's one of those things, especially like if you're, because I mean, every single person, I don't care who you are, always wonders what happens after you die. I mean, that's just one of those age-old questions that nobody's going to know the answer to until it's your turn.
Mhm.
And, being here on the planet, it's just when somebody passes away, somebody close, like a grandmother, brother, or sister, mother, father, whatever it may be, there's always that void. And
Mhm.
it's like, where are they? Are they still with me? And then when you get validation and 100% proof, not that they're physically there, you can see them, but
Mhm.
somebody that you don't know to tell you certain things that they shouldn't know, that's proof. I mean, that's enough to go, okay.
Mhm.
It
I
really
mean-
kind of racks your brain a little bit, makes you think, but it also gives you the relief.
Like it's literally down to the type of oatmeal. It was apple, cinnamon spice, and oatmeal raisin. And she's like, I can taste it. It's like a oatmeal, but it's something sweeter, like a mapley.
Yeah.
And that is what got to me, because like I always put just a little syrup in it, and I'd always do it nice for her, and that was like, and
Yeah.
the way she passed, it wasn't painful or anything. She had a stroke, 2 strokes, I think, and a heart attack. It was actually last year, earlier this time. I knew like it would be lucky if she made it to the end of 2021.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of where my decline went, because like I was trying to like just take myself away, like so I didn't have to like deal with watching her decline as well.
Sure.
And as somebody who is like a main caretaker, for most of half her life, for like the past 5 years, it really broke me, because a lot of last year I spent a lot of time with friends, hanging out, doing things I really shouldn't have been doing. And after she had passed, it's like I just, is there something I could have done more of, or like I just wish I had spent more time. But she, with her stroke, the heart attack, dementia, she, even though she wasn't there, I knew if she was, she wouldn't have been happy to be like that,
Well, I think we all have our own. We've been touched by either Alzheimer's or dementia to someone we know. Every single one of us on the show. Marty's. Marty's wife is a caretaker for people like that. Kerry's husband, it has Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist taking a dig at Dave.
I had to figure out what.
I'm sorry. No, but
it
it is not easy. And I think I think that's very good that you stopped the thought pattern of if there's something more I could have done. And mainly focus on the good times you did have, like the apple, cinnamon, sugar, oatmeal. Those good times, like if you'll drive yourself nuts with the what ifs. We didn't like that one bit. The what ifs and like the regret, man, that'll eat you alive, and then that'll, that's not good. So I'm
that's
very.
The last thing. Yeah, that's the last thing whoever is on the other side wants you to feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, as much as I was beating myself up for that, like last year was the first year like I actually had a friend group, and it's like I was trying to look at it from her perspective, and even when she was here still, she would have those moments like over the past couple years, like I'm like, I think she's got sundowners. And it's a big household. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. And
I know that.
Yeah, taking care of grandma's needs was also very hard, along with the kids. But that's why just me being able to be there for her, take care of her, just really meant a lot to me, because she basically raised me.
Well, it meant a lot to her too, and I think that's the reason. And Kerry, you can probably attest to this, why that oatmeal thing came through. She probably really appreciated that, and that's why that stuck out, and that was the message going. No, I really appreciated you doing that. So,
like literally, last year I kind of like not lost grandma, but it was like a purpose, that's why I'd wake up every morning. I'd set an alarm because I know when she'd be up, because if she was up, she just kind of wander in the kitchen, not know what to do. So it's like being able to have that sense of this is what I'm here, this is who I'm here for. Yeah, sorry, I get emotional.
No, you're
It's
good.
fun.
It's honestly, my Aunt Connie has the same story from because Kerry was gracious enough to do a reading for my aunt after my uncle had passed away.
Mhm.
And it was due to complications of COVID and everything else. So, it was a little bit before his time. But, the one thing that Kerry did say to her is that everything she did for him in the hospital, he was aware of how, like, putting his socks on, taking care of his, like, because he was a very clean person, always kept his nails cut, and he told Kerry to give the message to her. He really appreciated her doing that. And just, he actually was aware that was actually happening. So I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, one of my grandma's things, she always got her nails done.
Yeah.
And at her funeral, her viewing, she looked decent. She was a realtor for the past 15 something years, 2006 or 8, I think she started. And so she was buried in that, and she looked really good, but it was like the only thing that they didn't do right was her nail color. And that was something that just always bothered me. That was one of the things the psychic I brought up this week, because she was like, she's showing me like this bright red, and like because like I've seen images too like that. I don't know how to explain it, Kerry. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a symbol. But as she explained that with the nails, and because like even after Grandma passed, she was that kind of soul and spirit that no matter where you go, she lit up the room. No.
Do you have some sort of abilities then? Because you're saying that you see these images as well. Do you have some sort of ability, psychic ability as well?
Yes, kind of, sort of. Like, I do think it runs in the family on, like, my mom's side. My thing is, I've just always kind of, like, tried to ignore it and push it away, because, like, living in the house that I've lived in my whole life, some of the things I've seen, it's like, I don't need to tune in to natural abilities to see them more. One of the things that only I've seen, the past 2 people who also have seen that, one saw in a dream, and one can see very clearly. I actually might be able to draw it out.
You say you draw pictures, don't you, of your dreams and that as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done any art like that, because some of the dreams I used to have were so vivid, I would kind of wake up still in them.
Okay.
And,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Almost like
Where
sleep
yeah,
But you're not quite sleeping. It's kind of like both realities melding together to a certain. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it's like being here, but when it's like the veil is like totally open, and that's the part that freaks me out. One of the weirdest, it was actually 3 dreams in a row, like in a night. The first dream that I had, I was actually in my room, like clear as day, like this. I was sleeping, and something had pulled the pillow out underneath from my head, put it over my face, and started smothering me. Now there's
That's
nothing
not
there.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing there, because like I'm trying to reach, and I remember screaming for my mom, and I heard the door lock on itself, and my mom was banging on the door trying to get in, and it's just like a little simple hook lock. I woke up in I don't scare easily, but that
You don't
was,
scare anybody.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna scare you.
Even if there's somebody in the room, and it's even worse if nobody's in the room. It's happening.
Oh yeah.
It'll scare the shit out of you.
And the second dream. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking that your home needs cleansing.
It does, because I think whatever is in the house, like I said, we have visitors, and then there's something where the house is just so old, it's kind of like here. As long as you leave it alone, it kind of stays. But any fighting or yelling in the house definitely picks up the energy.
I do mine weekly, And that's not just because of the spirit world, but that's because of energy, like you say, fighting and arguing, you know, upset stomach, colds, whatever's going on in human life absorbs into the walls and the furniture. So I treat it like cleaning, basically. So once a week I go around and cleanse my home because, like I say, it's like cleaning, and yours is probably layers above layers above layers. And
Oh my! This house is just literally, even from the street, we have a very long driveway. You pull up, it's like, is this the right house? Like where I live, I hate saying it's got like a dark cloud over it, but it's just one of those houses you look at and it's like, there's something there.
oh, lovely. I'd love
Yeah,
to
I actually got to draw.
Yep, lovely. It doesn't sound lovely. It doesn't
No,
sound.
Only Kerry. Only Kerry.
It's like, hello.
Fantastic. What?
Do you know what my dream home to live in? I keep saying this. My
Your home.
like, no, Mum, is an old church with, you know, the graves still there in the garden. I would love that. Like the Addams family. That would be me.
Exactly. I literally said my house looks like it's from the Addams family mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little bit. Yeah, with like the kids outside, you got like 7-8 bikes, shoes, kids toys.
What's it like? Old Victorian or something?
I actually think it was used in the Underground Railroad. With the way that our house is, the front that we use now as a front door used to be the back of the house. So if you, in the summertime especially, if you look up into the night sky, you can see the Little Dipper constellation. And going up our staircase, it's spiraled and there's a very high ceiling. And there's a little trap door, probably no bigger than, 2 by 2 feet. They got up there when they first moved in. They weren't even able to get their head in, like a whole arm in, but like a flashlight. And all the way in the back of the room is like a little metal tin plate with like chicken bones on it. So I think that's might have been like a little place where they may have helped people escape from the slaves. So
I'm gonna say.
It's either that or is
Rob has a good point here. He says you got to start ready to place out. You already freaking out. Rick, good to see you, buddy. I don't know if you guys, while you're just doing that, so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but while you've been talking there, we've been watching the candles behind us. Now, the one on the far left, that one was flashing for ages, and then it stopped flashing, and then the one in the middle started flashing.
The one in the middle just turned back on. I just
started flashing again.
Yeah. Now
I know they are battery operated, but I think something might be trying to drain the battery, maybe.
Could be.
I mean, it's interesting. Like the other week when we were introducing the dolls again, these things are going nuts. Not one thing has gone off yet.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's dead. Absolutely dead. Which is weird. And we do keep glitching. So if I miss something, I apologize.
No, I was gonna say I keep seeing you guys look back there. I'm like, they just super? Are they really that nervous about having the door
now
open?
With the door open,
like,
he's probably
that's what I was like.
But it is weird. I mean, that corridor is like it's quite. Yeah, you can't see shit down there. And maybe
so the last thing you need is to be up at like 3 a.m. You hear scratching at your door, and I go to let my cat in, and there's no cat.
No, you don't like that.
No.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Start cleansing your house.
Yes, definitely.
I actually have been just trying to like do the little sketch of what I saw years ago that only 2 people have seen, and one was in their dreams, and the other person they can see like psychically. I was going up the spiral staircase, and as I come around, there's about 20 feet in front of me another small staircase, and it's my dad's room over here and my room at the time over here, and a window right in the middle. I saw it dart from my dad's room to my room instantaneously, solid black.
Oh shit.
And it was like
the things off the front. Was that could you tell it was the front or the back of the head?
It's like very hunched over, like that's the side view.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it had like very long
Long hair.
horns.
That's not good.
You need to
That
cleanse
was
up,
the-
you know, definitely.
That was the only time I've ever seen anything like that in the house. Because mostly it's like either something happening, like me and my mom were both in the kitchen, and she's vacuuming, and I'm trying to get something out of the fridge, and the vacuum gets unplugged, and I'm like, she's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "I thought you were done. Like, I thought she unplugged it." And because I saw it out of the corner of my eye, about that much of wire from the outlet went straight. Like, it got ripped out of the wall.
Yanked out, yeah.
Yeah. And I tried to tell my mom, like, because my dad doesn't believe in stuff like this at all. My mom does. But I think she's kind of under the influence of it, both of them, my dad and her. Because she doesn't like want to get the house cleansed or anything. She was just like pushes it off.
How's everybody's health? How's everybody's health that lives in that house?
Terrible. My dad has cancer. Yeah, he's had a lot of health problems. He's not doing good. My mom has been having heart and it's all been within like the and it does build up though. Like, things were good as a kid, but just like over the years, I've been like, Ma, either we gotta cleanse the house or something.
Have you always lived in the same house?
Yeah, this used to be my room when I was about like 5 years old, and it never used to feel as heavy as it does now.
And
It's very impressive.
Sorry, you say you was brought up religious. Is your parents still very religious?
Not as we used to be. My mom still believes. My dad never really went to church. My siblings used to go to Catholic school. I used to go. But they've just really lost, I don't want to say faith, but they just haven't really stuck to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're, practice what you preach.
Yeah, it's each your own, isn't it? But I'm just thinking, like, I mean, like, do any of you, obviously your siblings, are you?
The line sound we're losing.
Oh, yeah, freeze up a little bit.
Nick's internet took over again.
I think when they moved, they traded Nick's Wi-Fi for theirs.
Yeah, or mine. One
All
of
right,
the two.
Tom, we missed
Right,
a bunch
we're
of that.
back
You
again.
froze up, little buddy.
We didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of it.
What did I just say? I don't even know what I just said.
Basically, do you any of you or your
Yeah.
siblings have any health issues as well, apart from just your parents?
The kids are doing pretty good. Me, I have 2 herniated discs. I have a lot of back issues. But I do notice, like, when I leave the house, I won't say I'm a different person, but just that energy, it's so, like, soul sucking here. It's very.
You feel lighter when you leave.
So you should
Yeah,
probably
exactly,
clean your
like-
house. I know we've all said this pretty much. You should probably cleanse the house. Just saying, at least your
Either
room
that or
or
move.
something, yeah, or move, or just like, I would just do my room and be like, okay, well, there's one good spot. I guess I'll be okay in here. I don't know.
I do burn incense. I have some crystals. I do tarot card readings. And that's the thing, like, my room is my sanctuary. So, like, even here, even though it's like heavy and stuff, my room's lighter than the rest of the house. And I've kind of like made it so that I believe the walls are like my light. Everybody has a light ring. The bigger the light, the more it can stay out.
Right.
Oh yeah.
When
Well,
you're doing your tarot readings, are you doing any form of protection before and after?
Kind of, sort of. I used to like more of. I'm a very energy vibey person, and like I know words are strong, definitely. But I do use a lot of mental. Oh my god, intent. Like I think that mind over matter. And anything that I really do isn't. It's mainly like past, present, future readings of people's like lives, just like how things are going. It's never really to connect to the other side or anything.
That's okay. Because when you're still doing your past, present, and future stuff, you're still connecting to the higher self and energies around you. Because the tarot cards are just a tool for something you to use to see into the future. So where I'm going with this is, so when you're doing that, you're still opening a doorway to the other side because you're trying to connect with your spiritual guide to give you advice for yourself or whoever you're doing the reading. So my advice to you, because of the activity within your home, is either message me or look up on the internet how to open and close and protect yourself before you do any sort of readings, because what may be happening, and I only say maybe because I'm not within that property, the doorway's wide open. So it's like going to bed at night with your front door wide open. You wouldn't do it, would you? You'd lock the door, wouldn't you?
Oh,
So
yeah.
nobody. So you've got Tom, Dick, and Harry coming in and out, nice, good, weird, whatever. You know, they're all popping in and going. So that could be a possibility of different types of energies that you've experienced within your home.
I definitely believe, like, nothing's attached to me, like, but whatever is in the house, like I said, there's visitors, people that, you know, loved ones, people have lived in the house, and then there's the thing that I've drawn.
Yeah, that's not good.
But,
yeah, that ain't great.
Well,
That's
right.
what I mean about
And
the doorway being open.
that's-
Because if
yes,
you've lived
that's
there
it,
your whole
yes.
life and you've only ever seen him once, we're going to say him, but it could be a she or it. But if you've only ever experienced it once, that could be because there's a doorway opening in like a portal and they're popping
Coming in and out.
That's what Chantel just said. Yeah, maybe there's
Yeah.
a portal on that property.
Yeah.
And it's really hard unless you believe in what you're gonna, like your opening prayer and your closing prayer before and after. You really got to believe that it's not just a box of words. You got to literally believe that stuff because you know.
Yeah, definitely hit up Kerry
and lock it. You know it's locked and closed, but when you have an invisible door that you can't see and you don't think about it, like Kerry said, you leave that open. You never know
what's gonna get in.
Right.
Yeah, definitely message Kerry because she knows all like this kind of stuff. She's the one to speak about, and the cleansing and that.
Yeah.
She knows exactly what to do. I know, but she does though. Kerry won't admit that how good she is at what she does.
Yeah, she's very humble. She is very humble.
Yeah.
She is very humble. And she's
Very
amazing
humble.
at what she does.
She's the best at being humble.
Yeah. Dave, shame Dave's not here because he'll tell you exactly what it is.
Dave, I think Dave is a bigger fan of Kerry than Kerry is, which is when Dave talks about Kerry, he gets so excited, and I love Dave.
I know he is my biggest fan. Bless
He
him.
is.
Yeah, but you
But yeah, but for example, when I finish doing my readings, the last part of my prayer that it's not like a religious prayer, it's like a words that I say every time. The last part of it is I now ask for my gatekeepers to make sure that all entities, spirit beings, any sort of entity that's come through goes back through to where they need to go, and nothing is left within my home, and that doorway is sealed tightly shut until I am ready to reopen and do work again with you guys.
Right.
And you can say it in your own little way, but you've got to put that intent of having that door shut once you're finished and nothing's stuck within your home. You've got to make sure of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to shut the door and lock them in, sort of thing.
Like we do.
I definitely get it. It's like even with the Ouija board.
We just have them sat behind us.
Yeah, right.
Because
Chantal had a good question for you. She says, "Is there a lot of water around your house?" Which is a conductor of paranormal energy.
We've got water where we are.
I think the only water around you is the Hudson River, right?
Yeah, but
if you can call that water.
There are parts of the Erie Canal that like right behind my house is the bike trail for Cohoes, and like the little bridge that's there. There's actually like old train tracks that I don't know if there used to be water down there too.
I know where you live. I think I have an idea where you live. That's
I live right on the hill.
Hey, whoa, no, I was like, I think I know exactly where you live. That's
Live up
funny.
by the old mill up there.
Yeah, we do the Cohoes Falls. One of my family members, I think my mom's father, was an architect and actually helped discover the Cohoes Mastodon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're like right around the corner from the Cohoes Falls.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like not even a 3-minute drive, two tops.
That's
I can hear him in the
We're
summer.
Americans this week. Yeah, we're evenly numbered.
We have no idea what you're on about.
No.
Well, no, we know exactly.
We know we're all like very close to each other.
We've been to the Coas Falls and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Wow.
Coast is definitely like a little historic site, and there's so many haunted,
There's a
like
lot of history
the
there.
lofts,
It's
the
like
mills.
Troy. Yeah, the further south you go from where I am, the more historical it gets.
hmm The house that I lived in, I don't know how long it's been in Coes. I know it's one of the oldest houses. There are two dead bodies, two dead bodies on our property. On the Mormon deed, I think that's how old the house is. And the one thing that bothers me is like we don't know where and we don't know who they are. And it's like I just think knowing where and who would kind of like possibly help things die down in the house, even if it's not them, just having that respect.
I
yeah.
don't know, Kerry. Would you, even if you found the bodies and you remove the bodies, it doesn't remove the spirit? The spirit can still stay in location. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
separate from the
absolutely.
body.
I
yeah,
was thinking probably
Mhm.
more likely to piss them off because
But yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, hey, I was doing fine before this. You
Yeah.
thought it was crazy before. Now you're really fucked.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to remove them. It would just be like more
Nice to
respectful
know.
knowing who they are and like, you know, be able to give
Right.
them
Especially if they're an unmarked grave, like that should be marked as respect for where they are, really.
exactly.
Unless it was like a
On
family who
accident.
just, I mean, I don't know. That's crazy to think about. There's so many of those. Like, so even by me still, if you drive by, there are still these very, very tiny cemeteries with little, like almost cartoonish tombstones that you can't even read the stuff on anymore, that are probably still there for historical purposes because they were just very important, but they're not even used anymore. So you got to think there's like all sorts of these everywhere.
Yeah.
And yes, George Washington did cross the Mohawk.
There's actually a house near the school that my siblings used to go to that George Washington stayed in, and it's right by the Hudson River, I think, going over to Troy.
yeah.
You
One
say
of
about
our Go ahead.
Sorry, you say about these graves, like these tiny graves. Did you, when we went to London, they were telling us about during the plague, they had, you weren't allowed to bury people in a public cemetery. You had to bury them in your back garden. Is that the same in America? Did you guys do that over there as well? 'Cause know
I
that was
think
quite
at the
popular.
time being, for like when the house was built, I definitely think so, because
Mm.
our basement is a dirt floor. The house is set up where that our living room, that like we definitely know that wakes were held here at one point. Like it wasn't a funeral parlor, but a lot of history, and
A lot of ash there, maybe.
the doorways are definitely because of the wood. We have a fireplace that is made of marble from Italy that has just been with the house. Like that's how. If it was
Oh, you
up to
flexed them.
restoration, like
Well,
if
you
it was
flexed
up to restoration, the house would be beautiful.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Back in the day, I don't even know what year, don't quote me on the year, but I know way back in the day, like farmland times, like old school horse and carriage type thing, what they used to do is they used to have family plots that were on your property, and you'd be buried, like if the husband died first, the woman would be buried next to the husband, but on the family property, not in a public setting yet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
But then
definitely-
there were so many people were dying they couldn't bury anybody anymore, so they had public cemeteries.
My lawyers have advised me not to say whether or not there are bodies in my backyard. So
I know there's bodies in your
That's
backyard.
how old the house is,
Well,
though.
not one of them.
That's why the front of the house is the back. The horse carriages that would whoever. The house is so big for that time it was built would technically be considered a
yeah, it'd be
mansion.
like a mansion, yeah. Oh,
Exactly. So
yeah,
you'd have
absolutely.
all the people who have horse carriages come through like the side of the house like a giant mansion style. You drive up, you get out, and you run back. And
house
at
sounds
one
amazing.
point, we used to have like a metal detector, and we found a lot of cool things in the backyard from like the. It's like the little pole with the horse head on it. It's got like the mount.
Oh yeah, from like a gazebo or a merry-go-round. That's cool.
It's very just a lot of history.
Ooh, like the greatest place in the world. It's like a haunted mansion, treasure hunt. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Lots of, it's got a long driveway, so you can, man.
I mean, I guess, listen, if you're having fun
Party
with it,
is
yeah, it's
serious.
great, but it doesn't sound that it's like someplace I'd want to be.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Tom, you
visit.
were saying Amy had a good point, or something you were
Yeah,
about to say?
you're saying, like, have you ever got like Indian history of the land, on the land of where you are?
Near the
Is that
Mohawk
something-
River? None.
We definitely, on my mother's side, I know there is a little native in our blood. I'm not one of those people to go and like, but like I definitely think that I gotta find the picture. 6th or 7th grade, we went to a reservation, and I sat in this long hut. My dad took a picture of me. All around me, just orbs, over 30 to 50 at least, and it really freaked me out. But like knowing that like things come to me, kind of like I'm very nature based belief, like with the water, the wood in the house is so old, it feels like every doorway that I walk through is like a portal. It's really
very poetic.
Well, that's what they
actually.
say. Is a lot of times energy is absorbed by physical materials.
It's like I feel like a sponge a lot of the time wherever I go, because I pick up on energies, and that's why for my house it can be very confusing. Because I have friends that come over and they're like, "Dude, you don't feel this?" I'm like, "I've lived here my whole life. I
You're used
feel
to it.
but
It's like, oh, that, yeah, it'll get worse.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that, yeah, that's a good day. Don't worry about it.
My mom has had cups thrown at her. I've had, I think it was like 12 or 13. I was watching 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah, my mother would definitely move in with you.
That's
my
She's
mom.
like, I'm moving in.
Mama Marty's moving on
Yeah.
in.
Mama Marty.
Mama Marty.
I'm
You
coming
had
with
cups.
that.
I was
Thrown at your
waiting
mom.
for that comment from the start of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Things have been growing up. They weren't as bad as they were now, but definitely before I was born. I mean, my younger cousins that used to live here when they were my age, they've had towels where our shower is like fly off the rack being pulled. When I was 12 or 13, I was in my room and I heard like heavy boot steps, not right over my head, but coming from somewhere else, and then stopping over my head, and the TV turned itself off after that. So it's like nothing. Stuff does happen, but not a lot. It's active, but not continually active.
Yeah, it keeps building and then going. I do think a lot of what you've been saying, I think, like what Kerry said, that the layers over time, I think a lot of it could be just down to this, because there's been so much energy in there for so long, like so many people coming and going, it's just building up to the point, it's just like, it's overflowing. And like, I think, Kerry, like by cleansing, I think you can clear a lot of that, and it might not be bad things, it's just the sheer volume of energy there that's causing paranormal activity that needs to just be released.
Exactly. It's like giving a squirrel like 12 cups of coffee. It's just bouncing off the walls, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. She had a point there. She said that there's been an Indian spirit seen on the river by the
Cohoes Falls.
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
what I think that's what Tom was talking about before. That a lot of the land there was inhabited by Indian cultures and stuff like that. So you have,
could play a thing, can't
yeah,
Yeah.
The way that the story that I've heard, the way Cohoes got its name is, there was an Indian going on the where the Cohoes Falls is, and whenever he went down, he was yelling "Cahoos, Cahoos," and that means "help me" or something like that. And my mom, and that's the one thing that's freaked me out over the summer. On quiet nights, you can hear the falls. We've driven up at like not that late in the night, but like 12, 1 a.m. over the summer. And I haven't heard it, but she's heard it. She like mixed in with the water sound, I don't know, like resonation of somebody saying "Cahoos." I don't know how to describe it. I don't
no,
hear.
I don't mean to laugh. I just love when you say the word. It's so funny. It makes me smile.
Yeah, I definitely think a combination of that, like the Indian stuff, people buried there in unmarked graves.
The thing is, if you've got a lot
There's
the age of the house,
so much history in Cohoes, Troy, like just that small area. There's so much history dating probably back to the 1800s. I mean, maybe even further. But there's a lot.
What were you saying, Amy?
No, I was just saying that if your house on Indian like burial, grounds,
especially if it's a burial ground,
they're probably not very happy.
And they're probably pissed.
No, I would agree. Because the way that our house is, even before my siblings were born, I have 3 little brothers, and after the first one was born, we had a lot of baby toys. It would be middle of the night, and they'd just be going off. You know what I mean? Like when
the cat ball goes off in the background.
Yeah,
exactly. The kids after they were all born, no, it stopped. So that's what made me believe it was like my brothers before they were born, playing with the baby toys.
That's not fair. They're not even there yet to enjoy it. Do that? Oh, come on. I don't know if you can see the. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good. Chantal had this comment for you, Sarah. She said that there's a tangible heaviness in you, and it comes across when you talk. I've no doubt you've seen some stuff and been through some stuff, and I can definitely agree with that. Chantal, that what you're saying is definitely like,
and it really, like, after meeting this woman earlier this week, when she touched me and like gave me that reading, it was like, getting new glasses for being able to sense and feel things, because that it just was like, I'm awake. The light has been like not shown, but like I was back in tune with my senses. Like, this is what I need to do to not just ignore it, but be able to know it's there, but also being able to. It's like, I'm not trying to say it's trying to like stop me from thinking, but like everything has just happened so much this week spiritually for me. Like, it really is. It's like an eye-opening thing. Sorry.
No, I'm glad.
No, don't be sorry.
Definitely. Yeah, don't be sorry. It's, share anything with us. Like, so we know ourselves from what Kerry's done for us, and especially for you, and that it's a good thing, and it does help you that closure, like Hefty was saying. Like, you can now move on from it, and that's great. That's brilliant that you've actually had that happen to you.
It really, and it wasn't even like it was like therapy that I didn't know like I needed. Or
that's kind of how we all feel about this show. And it's funny you say that, because it's the one commonality that we all share. And this is, so I get it, is where I'm going. Like, I absolutely understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
Because like it's not that I've lost a lot of family and people in life, but it's like I've lost so much that there's, I'm the one person that could have nothing, but I'll still give whatever I got. So anything that does come into my life, whether it's spiritually or like just a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of sleep either. I actually had a dream the other night.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just like I haven't been sleeping either. I'm like, oh man, this is
anything else today.
This is terrible.
The one thing that actually freaked me out, the night that I was hanging with the woman that gave me the reading, we were sitting in the kitchen, and I'm looking at her, and there's a doorway to the left of me, and we both looked at the same time. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I thought it was her husband, and he was like dancing. It was like really random, and we stopped for a second. I was like, did you see that? And she was like, you saw that too? And I was like, did we just smoke too much weed? And like, I told my friend, I told my friend what we saw, and he was like, if you saw the same thing, it was not the weed. I was like, oh, great.
Fucking brilliant.
I love your lackadaisical attitude towards everything. You're just like, yeah, shit's nuts.
It really
But
goes like that. It's
I
like
think it's more. It lends more credibility
Mm.
than somebody who is like shocked by what they're saying. You know what I mean? Or is like surprised that this is going on. Like it's new to them too. It's like you're just kind of like, yeah, this has been going on for a long time, and this happened,
Kerry.
and this happened. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Kerry's the same way. She's just like, oh,
Yeah, it happens.
hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
it's like you're sitting in the kitchen one day and pots pans go flying. It's like, this is Tuesday nights.
Well, I guess I could say in my house. There's a reason for it to happen in my house. Like
I was waiting for one of us to make a joke. Marty, I'm glad you beat me to the punch.
Yeah, lasagna every night.
You should see the green room.
What do you want to ask you though, Sarah? Is what's your like standout paranormal experience that you've had in your house? Like, what's the one that you remember the most?
Well, I think she's told you.
I know she could have anything in the bag. She's told me that, yeah.
She's been swallowing more. Like, I mean, you got a whole list of things to pick from.
It really is because like this house, there's been like good things and bad things. Like nothing too obviously too scary. I think the shadow thing. This is the scariest.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one who saw it, and I was like awake. And the only other people that have seen it, one was in their dreams, and he never dreams, or you can't remember him. And I was like, "Can you draw it out for me?" And he saw it from the front. And the way he drew it freaked me out, and I was like, "That's what I saw, but from the side." And the other friend who can see it clearly, he actually found a video on YouTube that it was like an AI simulator that created a bunch of faces that we've never seen as humans before. And he played it for me, and I gotta ask him to send it to me. He was like, "See if you recognize any faces in here." Because he was like, even though you say you didn't see the detail, your brain saw it, but just blocked out the details of it.
Mm-hmm.
And once the face had came up, it just turned my stomach. And he showed it to everybody else, and they reacted at the same time.
Was it me?
That's
because I have that effect on people.
It's true.
People, specifically women, will throw up on sight. And Marty, thank you. Yeah, see, he knows.
I haven't been sick in I don't know how many years.
Oh,
I don't know where.
Well,
Kerry
what just happened?
what happened to
I
Kerry?
thought that was us, but it's not us, is it?
I didn't touch it. I didn't press the button.
Adam and I work in the
Did
same.
you fire Kerry?
I didn't fire Kerry. I fired Marty, yeah, but Kerry, I'd never fire Kerry.
Wow. Okay, sorry, Marty. Anyway, Marty, you were about to bust my balls.
I was just gonna say, man, I haven't been sick in years, and that's because we work in the same place, but I don't see you. So
that's true, and this is like vicarious, so you don't actually. Yeah, I'll just get like gingerbread men and stuff in my locker at work.
Yeah,
that's me and Marty, and we've known each other for like 8 years. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's funny that she says about the sleepover. I only had one sleepover as a kid at my house, and I invited probably 8 people. All of them except one left because they thought my house was haunted. I mean, they weren't wrong, but it's kind of like just having other people that are, everyday folks being like, yeah, there's something up here. Just makes me feel like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Now that drawing, I just have to ask this because it's really kind of like certain things you had said were kind of like directed towards that drawing that kind of stuck with me for a minute. When you saw that out of the corner of your eye, how tall would you estimate that thing to be?
I know exactly where this is going.
It was actually
exactly where this is going.
It wasn't that tall because I was at like a lower standpoint. To me at the time, it probably looked about anywhere between 3 to 5 feet.
Oh,
But what stood out?
Marty's height then.
What stood out to me was just
That's Adam's height, not mine.
Yeah, hey, I'm calling
I thought you was
are.
AC.
Oh, hey, easy.
Listen, I've got gray, but that doesn't mean I am a gray. Okay.
That's all.
The thing that stood out to me most about like when I saw it though was just that it was solid black, and I saw it like when you look at an object, especially in front of a mirror, not a mirror, a window, and the speed too of how fast it was, because it just like
Yeah. Yep. I see that quite a bit.
yeah.
And yes,
Like, you don't
Danny
even know
does
if you saw it. You're almost kind of like, was it something else? It just happened so fast, but it can happen so often. You're like, you know what? I know my house pretty well. There was nothing in there, and I definitely saw something move past that doorway or something. You pick up on, you go, okay. Well,
Yeah, and
but
it being a spiral staircase, it's like I was going up and I was kind of like looking down, so I didn't see it out of the corner of my eye. I saw it from the side, full frontal view, and that's what really stuck with me, because like seeing things like that or other experiences, it's just an image that got stuck in my mind, and thankful I've never seen it since. But the energy of it,
I don't even know if I want to do what I'm going to do right now, but like just keep that picture right next to you for a minute, Adam. You know where I'm going.
I do exactly. All right. In the meantime, Kerry was not fired, Mama Marty. I'm pretty sure she had to go scream.
Morgan.
See, now you've got internet issues?
Yeah, everybody's out of sync. I can hear you like as you're talking, but your little pictures are all out of sync, and then it just cut out.
I'm having problems. We're having issues with you guys. Keep all of a sudden freezing, then we just always see is like buffering signs, and it comes back again.
Are you good to go though? Everybody,
She's our guest.
good?
Okay.
She drew something she saw in her house, and I want to see if it looks familiar to you.
Hey, Morgie.
Right. So, Sarah, go ahead and hold up that picture.
it was a little more hunched over, but like that's basically.
Is that what it looks like? Like what is the things that hang like that?
I don't know. Like the figure, like how he's standing.
It's hunched over. Like, yeah.
That's the reason I picked up on that is you drew that and you said it was standing there, it was hunched over because she's seen stuff in the basement. It's just apparently this guy just stands in the corner.
I've never seen
She's never seen the two things in the front.
Mm.
Right. The other thing that you had said is the fact that it was dancing at one point. You saw something that was dancing.
Oh yeah, I was at my friend's house the other night with her, and it was like it was like an apparition because like I could see the clothes on him, but he was asleep he was astral projecting, and we both saw him astral project into the other room at the same time, and that's what freaked me out because he does have that. I do believe, like, you know, where do we go the other 50% of the time that we're asleep? If we're physically here, where, you know, our spirits and conscious go.
Jersey, and it's horrible every time.
Maybe yours goes to Jersey.
I have no. That's my nightmare. This is my personal hell. Personal hell.
I like Jersey. It depends on where you go.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Have you heard of the Shadow Man? He's supposed to be very common to see, especially to younger people. And
yeah, that's what I hate calling them shadow people, or because like it's not full blown apparitions of clear people, but it's like always out of the corner of my eye or small. I hate saying I see small animals, but a lot of the times I'll see like cat energies. Or like small like those to me are like spirit guides. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Spirit animals. Spirit animals, yes.
Like sorry, I can't remember the word. Wow.
Morgan's like, can I leave now? Do you need me for anything?
No,
I know. I see. I don't know if you're like too polite to be like, can I go, Dad? Or like, do you need me still?
No.
I just wanted you to see the picture to see if it was something. I wanted to see the reaction on your face to go, that's the basement, but that's not clearly what it was. It was
does the thing
that looks like that, but not the same thing.
Does the thing that you see in the basement have like a very big smile with sharp teeth?
I don't.
You better say no.
Yeah.
I'll go downstairs. you're going right to the basement.
I haven't looked at him long enough, or her. I really like. It feels like a him. Like I honestly like. I keep.
Right.
It feels like a male. But I haven't looked at him like long enough to like actually see anything. Like he's kind of scares me like sometimes. Like,
Well,
except for that one time where like he was dancing in my room.
See, that's the one. Now that's the funny thing, because when Sarah was telling us about it, she said he was dancing. He was hunched over, and I kind of looked at Marty.
He's
Marty
like,
kind of looked at me, and I was like,
already turning into it.
yeah, I was like, this sounds a little familiar. Sounds like Marty's.
The dancing and the hunt. These are actually two different. The dancing thing just like happened a couple days ago at my friend's house. This was like probably when I was like 10 or 11. This happened. My own host seeing the black figure.
Yeah.
The child was always a
the way
child.
she described it, and that's why I asked for the height, is because the way she described it, he's basically almost to the ceiling downstairs in our basement, and I think right to where the cross beams are is roughly like 7 feet. So it's almost like kind of right.
Kind of.
Like
I was watching this video.
oh boy.
Remember the night that when you called me, I said I was watching this really scary video.
Yeah.
Okay, so after we got off the phone, later in the video, there was this tall man in the video that scared Daz, who the person was playing, and it looked like how he was standing was exactly the way that the person was standing in the video.
It's kind of like this.
Yes.
Yeah. You're just kind of hunched over.
It was exactly, and I was just like, oh my god.
Well, again, the only thing I could say anything about this, nothing goes flying around the house. She does see things. I see shadows every once in a while. There's a little kid that runs around here. Apparently, I haven't seen him yet, but she sees him all the time.
Mostly up here, like near the boys' room and stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing negative. Like even when I talked to her, the one that had her downstairs, she's like, no, it doesn't feel like he's gonna hurt anybody or anything. He's just there. You know what I mean? And it's just there's nothing that ever happens here. So I don't like raise any super concerns about it. Most likely something happened back in the day, somebody that used to live here. And the one thing I did for myself, I'm like, listen, as long as you're not bothering nobody, if Morgan sees you or whatever, just you can stay here. Just don't mess with anybody.
Exactly, yeah. Because
You're
like
more than welcome to stay because you're not hurting nothing. Once you do, I'm getting my mama Marty come down. She's cleansing my house. That mama right there.
And that really is how it is though, because like whether it is visitors for us or whatever's in the house land, like I like to think wherever it is, it's either in the basement or the attic, the two places like nobody really goes. And it just hangs out there. You leave it alone. I don't want to say respect it, but my space, their space.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all my relationships.
Stands in the corner apparently. So and it's messed up ever since she said that. Every time I go down the stairs, I look and I peek in that corner. I'm like, I don't see shit. I don't see nothing out of the corner of my eye, but she does.
Every single time I go in the basement, I see him. Like it'll be very quick, but like I look there, I look away, and then I look back, and he's not there anymore. Or
Take photos. Get all.
I'm considering putting a camera down there and just letting it record for a little bit, or even my parents have like gaming or game trail cameras.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
And then any sort of movement it'll take an instant picture and just see what happens with that. It's just a matter of, I talked about, we've got this stuff we're going to be going on in the house in the next probably month or so. So I don't want my mom's equipment here. I don't want to be putting expensive cameras in the basement to get all knocked over and everything else. So, but
it's like,
obviously they're not going anywhere. So I got plenty of time.
Sometimes it's just better to not know. You don't want to know the answers to some things that, are unexplainable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes, like, once things are seen and they know you've seen it, they don't attach yourself to you, but, like, they go for that person.
They feed into it. Sure.
Well, yeah. And they're trying to communicate. They're like, oh, wait, you like Kerry. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, let's talk. And they're trying to push messages and everything else. It's the same thing. So I think for the reason I would do that, simply, it's not even for me. It's not even like, look what I got on camera. It's her telling the story to a bunch of other people that don't believe it. And I can set that camera up and go, yeah, it's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Validation, exactly.
Yeah. And that's
the
for
one
her.
person I really want to prove it to is my mother, because she does not believe
her mom doesn't believe.
I had a dream last night and I told her about it, and then she was just like, that'll never happen, like ever. I'm just like,
The one time
Okay.
I don't remember, something happened at the school one day, and this is at our other house, and her mom came down and she got pizza and stuff like that. So we're chilling at the
it was
kitchen.
a bomb threat.
Yeah.
In
So,
school.
but the kids got sent home early. Her mom came down. We're all sitting there. We're having pizza and stuff. And I'm like, took the flashlight out, and the flashlight, I think it went on and off once. When she walked in, her phone was at 97%. She was there for what, 45 minutes? By the time she left, her phone was at 5%.
Wow.
It was a brand new phone. Yeah.
Mark that right down.
Yeah.
We are running tight on time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. I'm
Just
just going to bring it up quick because Amy had a good point. Does this look familiar to you guys? Why is my thing not sharing anything?
Because Bobo.
What is going on with our computer tonight?
Is it because it's on Chrome?
This should be on Chrome. We've never had any issues before.
Go on the Chrome.
I've got issues too. I can't see anything apart from frozen people.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Wait, are we're still frozen for you, Kerry?
Yeah, on and off. And then when you do talk, you're all out of sync.
Ooh.
It should be
I
that.
can
That should
hear
be
you
fit.
guys.
Anyway, it's basically what you've just drawn there. There's a picture. I've just searched Shadow Man on the internet, and the picture is almost identical to what you just drawn.
Can you put it up? Can you put it up on the Facebook page, on y'all's Facebook page?
The Shadow
Yeah,
Man
yeah.
normally has a top
I don't
hat.
know.
That's normally how the Shadow Man's
I
seen.
don't know what's going on with our
But
computer.
there is other people that have seen it without a top hat.
I'll try and drop it into our Facebook group and then quickly bring it up onto the thing. But for some reason,
This?
no, not that
No,
one.
no.
Oh, it's gone now.
Nope, you failed, Marty. Nice job. In front of your daughter. Way to go.
What is going on with this thing now?
What are you doing?
That.
Tom?
I'm trying to get on there, but it won't let me do it.
Right, come here.
Just get off it.
You're dragging the wrong thing.
Isn't that the guy from The Exorcist?
I don't know.
Right? The priest standing in the
Yeah.
light.
Your
Yeah,
mother
that
cooks
was
socks in
creepy.
hell.
Yeah, she does.
That dude was creepy as shit.
She cooks.
Why don't we do it? Why don't you
No,
share it?
they're gonna have to do it.
I actually, at,
You're gonna
at
have to share
double
it from
M's.
your end. If you want to see it, you're gonna have to share it from. I don't know if one of you guys can share it.
Wow. She pointed this right out of my phone. This is apparently what she sees. It looks like this, but it's taller and hunched over.
That's literally what I've just sent you.
shit.
That is the thing I've just sent you.
Really?
That's it?
That is, look on the
Whoa.
Facebook group. I've literally just sent that to you.
That's basically
I don't-
what people say.
The very
I'm
same
definitely going outside today, getting out of the house.
Yeah,
Like,
I would.
he's like
Beautiful
sweating right now.
as well.
It
That's
literally
the
is the
thing.
same picture he just
Yeah.
sent me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I literally just sent that in the group just then before you
She's
showed
like
that.
freaked out by it, dude. She's like, yeah, no, like that's insane that you just picked it out and that's what she's seeing.
No.
Morgan, you don't have to. You don't have to be the fastest person in the world. You just got to be faster than your old man. Get out of the way and let,
Leave him
let
behind.
him
Right,
yeah.
right.
I ain't going nowhere.
Ditch him. Ditch him.
Sacrifice the old and weak
Yeah, that's
first.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And Marty is both.
I mean, it kind
Natural selection at its finest.
All right. Is it time for the fun
Yes.
part?
It is time for the fun part of the show.
I
We
think
are-
it's always
No,
fun.
it's
excited.
Morgan now has to
Morgan
leave the
has to
room.
leave. Yeah, Morgan has to leave the room for
We
this part.
got you last week.
Why?
Bye, Morgan. It was nice to
Tell
see
you
you.
what, I will pick the question, but then you got to leave for the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Amy,
I'll let her
Yeah,
pick.
you
I'll
gotta
pick
leave
one
the answer.
question.
So, Marty, would you like to pick some questions? Christina?
I'm going to let her pick this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not letting you stay for the answers.
Sarah, if you want to take part, of course, you can do your own answers. And because you're the guest tonight, you can be the judge.
a judge of our
Um,
rudeness.
Yeah, judge our rudeness. I will
Sure.
quickly say, though, guys, like I always say, this is just a joke. We are not offending anybody. It's just a laugh. It's just a bit of fun. So, Lego.
Yeah.
Amy, can we have music, please?
Oh, it'll come through on my side. That didn't work last
You do
time,
the
and I want to do
music.
the.
You
Oh,
do the music.
yeah.
I'm sure
boys.
music. When you do the music bit, Amy does the music bit, and then Marty asks the question.
All right.
So many answers.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you just say this, and then you say blank, and then you
yeah.
answer the rest.
Okay. Ready?
That's what's up. Oh, yeah.
Ready? Go ahead.
Old MacDonald had a blank. E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, God, this could go so bad.
Now you got to leave the room.
Yeah, you definitely got to leave it. See you, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan. Oh, man.
This is
I have so many on this.
Come on.
I don't know why I made her leave the room. She went to her bedroom, which is right next door. So
Okay.
you can still hear it.
I'll try not to say it too loud then.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Mute.
let the ladies go first, as always. Please and thank you.
Rob says sad boner.
Sad
Go
boner.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead,
sad
Sarah.
hand job.
Order.
Go ahead, Sarah. You're the guest.
Oh god. Oh,
What am I
the
getting?
world's
What do we got?
smallest the world's smallest violin that everyone keeps talking about.
Okay. Okay.
You're grounded. Whoa, my hands are tied. I understand that. It's because it's not here. I'm sorry. If it was Brandon, I'd be sticking to my guns. He wouldn't be playing his video games just because Ethan was playing.
I want to play. Not just
Marty, you should
Ethan.
mute your mic.
Marty, mute your mic.
You muted the wrong one, buddy. You muted the wrong one.
What?
You
What
muted your computer, but we heard everything.
Yeah.
What'd you hear?
Everything you just said. No, keep the music going. Keep the music going.
It is
I-
good.
This
I
is great.
muted my mic. Did you guys actually hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to play video games.
Yeah, poor Morgan. I'm sorry to
Anything.
hear that.
No, she's got a month to go. She's bored. She wants it's nice out, but gotta stick to my guns, man.
We've all been there. We've all been grounded.
I don't know, Marty. You're a bad parent.
Thanks, buddy.
Ah, shit.
She's
What
got
kind of
a
shit
month
is
to
that?
go as well. Damn, she must have been naughty.
No, Marty's a great
No,
guy.
she just gotta learn.
Okay. So,
Anyway. Ladies, Kerry.
Kerry. What is his name?
Homely.
Okay.
Old McDonald had nipple blades.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, ow.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
We just picked random cards. Amy had the Hillsborough disaster. You guys won't know what it is. Us English will know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're a Liverpool fan, it's not good. I just picked the true meaning of Christmas. That's all I got. Shit, but I know.
I'm going with. And I'll tell you the one I wanted to go with. Let me make a mark on it in the green room after the show because it's pretty bad. But I'm going to go with Itchy Pussy.
Say that again. I just got the ending.
Itchy Pussy. I'm going with Itchy Pussy.
Oh god.
It'd be like that. Carry
Why
frozen.
is that? I didn't bring the computer.
What?
Oh my god. What's my internet tonight?
Wait, what's the good one?
No, I just, dude, I'll do the questions. Like, I
Okay,
can't even think about the answers. Like, Adam's answers are good enough for both of us. Are you shitting me? That last one.
go on then. Go for another one. Have I got
A recent laboratory study shows that undergraduates have 50% less sex after being exposed to blank. Oh no, here's Kerry's answer. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit. What have you got? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Marty, would you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yeah. Recent laboratory study shows that undergraduates have 50% less sex after being exposed to blank.
Vigorous jazz hands.
Amy got vigorous jazz hands.
Going to town on yourself so hard that police respond to a noise complaint and rule it a homicide.
Dude, I told you she was gonna play this game, no problem.
She's all over this tonight.
She's gonna
Kerry,
win.
what do you
I've
got,
been
Kerry?
saving these answers for weeks.
She's ready, man. She did her
Very
homework.
good with Nicolas Cage. Jeff said
I don't
Taylor
know.
Swift.
So we said this show. I almost want to give it some of that based on. I'm going with pixelated bukkake.
What?
Pixelated. Marty, you want to mute your computer for this, buddy? Before
No,
I
you're
say
gonna
it loud?
go, man. You already said it once. Just go.
I'm like, what's this, Dad?
Pixelated bukkake. If you don't know what that is, tune in.
My kid, you say that, my youngest is gonna think you're pooping.
Okay, good. Good. We'll stick with that.
Marty's got to have an awkward conversation later.
Nope. I'm going right outside by the fire pit. I ain't conversating with nobody.
Out of your house.
I got firing a rifle into the air while balls deep in a squealing hog.
Oh,
It's a random answer.
That's very random.
I like that one.
Oh, shit.
Who bakes these up?
Sheila says edible underwear.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a throwback.
Throwback.
I don't want to know, Mom. Just
No, look at that.
it's the one thing. I talked to her yesterday because she had surgery on her arm. She's all right. She's good. She just had a little bit of surgery. So she's like, yeah, the show's gonna be tomorrow. We're gonna have Sarah on, and then she's like, yeah, I can't wait for the questions. And I'm like, I know, I can't either because I know you're gonna be in the fucking chat with your answers.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for this one. Chantel says, was it llama poop cigarettes? What the?
What?
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Oh,
What
God. Rob says this show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so true.
Yeah, that was really good.
ASMR says Danny.
That's fair. Okay, next question, Marty.
Next question. We actually have to read
What
this ourselves.
will get you laid? What will always get you laid? Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Camera shite.
For God's sake.
Oh,
Go.
oh, this is perfect.
Hmm.
Amy doesn't want to read this answer.
Oh, that's so good. It's so offensive, but so good.
Look on her face. Do it, Amy. Do it.
Do it.
Heartwarming orphans.
I had that one. I was going to do that one.
Heartwarming orphans.
Yeah.
Why me?
Really on the same wavelength.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Sarah.
Sarah, what are you going for?
Skeletons with erectile dysfunction.
That was the Slayer album, I think. That was a good one. Sarah, what do we got?
A man in yoga pants with a ponytail and feathered earrings.
Oh my God! Really?
Every
Is it like
time.
1992?
Is that Dave? Is that what Dave dresses up as? Is it?
It's Crack Sparrow.
Can't resist.
Yeah, Crack Sparrow.
I really hope we don't see
Sarah.
a photo tomorrow dressed like that.
That's who she was.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna go
I could imagine Dave with a ponytail.
And the feathered earrings.
I'm going with this.
I would just the yoga pants would get me. That's all.
I like the cover earring. I had one of those when I was a kid. I'm gonna go with a gossamer stream jizz that catches the light as it arcs through the morning air.
That's gross.
And poetic, though, right?
I need to mute this thing a minute because I didn't hear a word you just said. Say that again.
A gossamer stream jizz that catches the light as it arcs through the morning air.
Oh, nice.
I'm kind of wish I didn't hear that now, to be honest. Let's put the music back on.
Amy's so unimpressed. She's like, oh, nice. That's a good
I
one.
picked I got pictures of boobs. That's what I picked out. Go on then, one more, Marty. Here's a good one.
Oh, you can answer this show. Very nice.
Here is a church. Here is a steeple. Open up the doors, and there is blank.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
what it
it's
should
probably
be.
not going to be the answer.
Definitely not gonna be.
Probably not.
Oh shit!
What is that?
I'm not. What? They're probably understanding more than we do.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not doing that.
It's,
Oh, wait, no, now I really
Yeah, I
got
want to hear it.
she's gonna pull another one, but the first one she got was Lumberjack
Oh,
Fantasy.
shit as well.
Okay.
I
This is
don't know
what
what that is.
Lumberjack put down trees.
A stray pube.
Oh,
what? A street.
a stray pube.
Yeah.
I hope not. Not in church.
Sarah, what have you got?
A garbage bag full of fresh kidneys thrown at a hospital door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well,
Wow.
somebody better go to
okay.
church after that.
Shit, I think you need to get out of that house. A little boy who won't shut the fuck up. That's probably true.
When we did go to church, my kids would always just like run their mouth in church. I can see that happening.
Oh my god. Tom, what do you got?
It's quite fitting, really.
Just do it then.
So what's the question again?
Yeah, repeat the question one more time, Marty.
Here's a church. Here's a steeple. Open the doors, and there is.
Incest.
I don't even know how to react to that. Like that's.
It depends what church you go in, I suppose.
Those people had a little bit too much Jesus.
Yeah. Go with oh man, the KKK.
Oh,
In church?
Well, I mean, you know, they burned crosses, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a
Well,
religious
that's
thing.
outside the church.
Oh, I don't know.
They're the ones burning down the door.
Yeah, right.
With their ideals, so Donkey Kong.
Oh god. All right. Anyway, before we go.
You didn't fade that out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I need to fade it out.
No, it's too late now. You ruined it.
I didn't do it.
You're rubbish DJ. You're fired.
I don't DJ. I just sit here and just chat shit. Amy does all the DJing.
Yeah, don't touch her buttons.
Amy is actually the real. Amy is the real trooper behind this. Tom is the pretty face. Amy is also a pretty face, but she's like the
Yeah.
Amy's like, you're doing this wrong. Here, let me show you, dum dum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's like, it's first you got to hit this, then the go live. How many times have we?
Every time she has to tell me. Every single time.
I know I have the worst. I know. Even after knowing you guys all this long, I have the worst English accent ever. I know.
You do.
I know. I saw
I'm going, yeah, you do.
She's like, it's
I've
so
got
insulting.
Marty's down to tea.
The only
Yeah,
time he
good
actually gets it right is when he mimics Kerry.
What's
Hello,
the-
everybody.
Oh,
Sarah, you need to hear Marty's
no,
laugh.
no, I'm
Go
not
on.
doing it.
Do
No,
Marty's laugh.
No.
When Amy does it, so good. Go on.
No.
Oh, no. She'll do it after the show.
No.
That beats the pattern.
For me.
Oh.
Yeah, cheers, Robert. Oh, good. All right. Anyway, Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure listening to you
Yeah.
tonight. Please cleanse your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. Definitely.
Updates.
Yeah, definitely give us all updates. Keep in touch with us. And if you need any help with anything, Kerry's probably your main person to go to, but all of us are more than happy to help you with best we can anyway. With anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Either that or get
appreciate
free.
being a guest.
Yeah. You're going to need something there. That's insane. Someone else do it.
No, I'm
Go
not
on,
doing
just do it for the guys. Go on.
No.
Come on.
What's she gonna do? Come on, Amy, do it. Oh, no.
Keep it alone.
Peer
All right,
pressure.
anyway.
Peer pressure.
Don't clam up. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the dogs have been really quiet tonight. Not anything's
Yeah.
going on, which is
Night
weird. That's what
Yeah,
they
they're
do.
too busy with the internet.
Yeah, that's true. We have had a lot of problems.
Mhm.
Anyway, so next week, I have no idea what we're doing. So, but
I
we
will
will
be
back.
here.
We'll be
I
here.
won't-
We'll
We'll just
figure it
be
out
here.
right before the
Yeah,
show.
Awkward
we'll be
silence.
We'll always do something, but we'll
Not be
yeah.
here.
Oh,
So you guys
Thank
carry
you
on
very
with that.
much. Everybody have a good fucking weekend. Much love to you all, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.